or in Facebook as well. You may log into the Zoom so that we can have a more interaction together with our teaching monks. So today we have Monk Daniel as our teaching monks. So let us invite Monk Daniel. Okay, so let us pay respect. Let us pay respect to Monk Daniel by bow 3 times. Let's bow. Second bow. And third bow. I'd like to invite Monk Daniel to begin the sessions today.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Happy 31st, already the end of the month, beginning of the week. And before we know it, we're going into November. Hopefully everyone is staying healthy, both body and mind. Like Jessie, I think she's still recovering. Hopefully we can send our good wishes to her so she can get well soon. As well as anyone else around the world. Hopefully, most important health other than your body is also your mind. So as you can see, unfortunately, this week has been kind of a lot of bad news, right? All over the world, there's been some tragedies, whether it's in Korea, in India. And unfortunately, a lot of people lost their lives over this couple of days for these, events where people are kind of out of control. So you can see that a lot of times people are more peaceful, people are more compassionate, people are more understanding. I don't think these situations would happen. But unfortunately, they happen because people are not as kind, or maybe just not necessarily about being evil or something like that, but they overlook the small things and then it builds up, and then these big tragic events happen just because people don't have that peace of mind and that kind of compassion and understanding from inside. And they're all going to find some kind of entertainment other than some peacefulness, and that can lead to those kinds of events. So luckily for us, we are here, even though it's Halloween in America, but we are taking the time to find our own. We don't have to go find candy from door to door. We can find the sweetness inside, which is more delicious than any candy. Yeah, you can have some candy, but it's only sweet for a couple of seconds. As you chew it, you swallow it, and it's gone. Have to look for some more to fulfill your sugar, your sweet tooth. But in meditation, I love it because Paul gave the great example. It's like the more you practice, the more you taste the flavor of the meditation, and the flavor gets stronger and deeper and everlasting the more you practice. So there's no end. The more you practice, the more you get. So luckily for us, we are in the right place to look after our mental health, look after our mind, and give ourselves a treat. The best treat you can give yourself is meditation. It's because you love yourself, take care of your mind, and that is the essence of everyone, right? Everyone in the world is looking for happiness. But we all look for it in different ways. And most of the ways that we look for happiness in are ways that are happiness that are kind of, Paul would say, is it's not happiness, it's how do you say, forgot the word in English, but it's a happiness where there's no fulfillment in it, not everlasting fulfillment. It gives you, just like the candy I mentioned, it gives you some satisfaction initially, and then it's gone. And then we have to go find more and more and more. And usually if you have the same amount, right? Before we were satisfied with one candy bar, but now we need 2. Now we need 3. Or maybe that flavor is boring, we need to get a different flavor, right? So we can see that kind of happiness is kind of tainted with different emotions rather than just being a pure, true happiness. It's a happiness tainted with sometimes obsession, sometimes addiction, and other things. So at least for meditation, if we are addicted to it, we're not hurting anyone and we're benefiting ourselves every time we meditate, because we're getting rid of the negativity in our mind, the greed, the anger, the delusion. And as we get rid of those things, when you get rid of something, you gain something. We get rid of the negativity, we gain the positivity in your mind. The wisdom comes, the understanding comes, the compassion comes, love comes, because you start to love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, right, it's very hard to love others truly or love other things. So we start from the inside, and everything else would be better over time. As Luang Pu said, right, that we mention every time, stop is the key to success. Because when we do that, you unlock the door inside to all the good things, all the special treasure inside of you that you can receive. As every time you meditate, you close your eyes, you receive it. But a lot of times we don't take the time to go and sit and take it. It's kind of funny. It's like if we knew that inside of us was like unlimited source of true wealth and fulfillment, a lot of people in the world would like to go and get it. And, if you can think of it like if there was a room in your house with unlimited treasure, you would probably go in it and get some every day, right? And want to go use it and spend it. But why don't we feel the same way? Inside of you is the same, and it's more fulfillment than in worldly wealth. So as you go inside, the more you do it, the more you practice, the more fulfillment you're going to get from inside. And just remember that today and every day. Take some time to go inside and fill yourself up. Because most people around the world right now, we all have five senses from the moment we're born. Our touch, our feeling, our taste, our sight, and everything. All the five senses. These things, unfortunately, for most people, we don't know how to protect them. We kind of just open and absorb everything like a sponge. That's why babies learn so fast, right? As a kid, we learn language, we learn everything from just observing and listening and experiencing the world. We absorb, mainly because your mind is very innocent. And as I mentioned, the quality of your mind is it absorbs the environment that you're around through your five senses. So if we don't have a vaccine, we don't have a shield to look after those five senses, we don't have a filter, whatever environment, whatever people, whatever situation you're in, you absorb that kind of environment in. So whether it's negative people, negative situation, all the media that you're being bombarded with all day, if you have no filter, it's just going to go straight into your mind and have an influence on it bit by bit, gradually over time. So be careful. As a baby. So this is what happens. Through your five senses, your mind, your speech, your actions, your habit, character, and destiny all come from your mind. So it depends. Your mind is a sponge. What are you going to put it in to absorb? Are you going to put it in a good environment, good people? Are you going to go put it in a different environment? Because we will attract how your mind is feeling. This is a very key thing. That's why Luang Pu said stop is the key to success, because when we stop our mind becomes positive. At least at the bare minimum, it becomes neutral. But if you practice more deeply, it will sway more towards being positive. And then you will attract positive people, positive situation, even positive weather. in a deeper, if we talk about in the Buddhist scriptures, even the collective mind of humankind, if it's in a positive state, it changes the weather. This is something that is in the scriptures. Like when everyone is maintaining the 5 precepts, everyone has a very bright and clear mind, the seasons are good, the weather is good, everything is good. And that may be a little bit supernatural, but if you look at it logically, if everyone is maintaining the 5 precepts, not killing, not stealing, not lying to each other, not cheating on each other, like with their partners, and not getting themselves intoxicated, what happens? Society is more peaceful, right? There's less greed, less desire, less negative emotions. So what do? They put laws and they put in effects and habits that help everyone. But when people don't have positive mind, what happens? There's corruption. There is all this negativity that comes from the leadership and towards everything. It spreads everywhere, and everyone's just looking after themselves, and we have this mess. And if you think about global climate change, all this stuff, who's going to focus on that stuff if your mind is negative? They don't care. They just care about how they're going to benefit, how are they going to stay on top. So yeah, if you look at it logically, yes, the human mind out of order causes huge change in the environment, not just in people, but the environment too. And in the scriptures, it's the same. If you have a positive mind, the weather is actually nice and cool, and not just cool, but it's beneficial to humankind. So anyway, going back, if your mind is positive, you attract positive people, situations. So if you find during the day, during the week, you can think back how was the day? Was it a lot of obstacles lately in our life? Is there a lot of problems coming in lately? We have to think to Lungpo. Lungpo said stop is the key to success. Maybe I'm not stopping enough. I'm not maintaining my mind enough, and I'm part of the problem. A lot of the time we like to blame everyone else and everything else, but we don't like to blame ourselves. And a lot of times it's coming from us too. And unfortunately, we can't control other people. We can't control everything, but what we can control is ourselves, right? So take the time to stop and take care of yourself, and you may see that next time or tomorrow, next week, you're starting to attract something else. From having a lot of obstacles, it'll start to get a lot smoother if you look after your mind first. Right now, all we really need to do is be conscious of what causes the mental clutter in your life. Because if, like I mentioned last time, if you don't meditate, your mind gets very cluttered and filled up with distractions, negativity. So we have to be conscious of what is causing that clutter and get it out, or stop involving yourself in that if you can. And if you can't, at least when you get back home, you need to get it out as soon as possible, because the longer you keep it, the more damage you're going to do to your own mind. And it's like a virus. The longer you let it multiply, the longer you keep it, growing and growing without getting some medicine or getting some care, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. And before you know it, instead of taking a day to recover, it takes a week, a month, or even longer, because you let it sit. You didn't feel like taking care of it right away. So I mentioned the other time, but change the channel. Let go of what's making that mental clutter and find something positive to focus on as soon as possible. Don't hold on to something that will continue to hurt you. We do it instantly, naturally, when we watch TV, when we listen to the radio, or when we anything normally, or even people. If someone is annoying us, we tend to ignore them or try to get away from them, right? Or if we don't like this person, for most of the heart, we don't sit there and I want to continue talking to this person. A lot of people will try to change, go away, avoid them. So the same thing, if you are feeling like this thing or that thought or that emotion is distracting and making you feel unhappy, we need to change the channel by coming down, sitting down to meditate, using the mantra, using the visualization to block out that noise, block out that channel of negativity, change the focus. And just to leave you on this quote, I like it a lot because it is motivational for us to find this inner sun within us. And we can do that by simply relaxing our mind. Luang Por said that the internal sun will arise when our mind is at a standstill. It will be like a bright object shining day and night. The ordinary sun shines half a day, then fades away. But when we attain the internal sun, our life will never be in darkness. Whatever incident we face, though we cannot change it as we wish, we can overcome it as we connect with the happy sun inside. So this is why Luang Por said stop is the key to success. Because when you stop your mind, you follow Luang Por's message here. You get your mind to a standstill and you'll be able to access that happy sun. It's a sun that is your mind in the state that is clear and bright, free from all that negativity, free from all that clutter. And you may notice that as you start to practice and you feel that inner sun. It comes from the feeling of relaxation first. And the more you relax, the more you're going to feel that warmth inside you, that comfort inside you growing and growing. And just sit and wait. Before you know it, that sun is going to rise because it's already inside of you. It's your own mind that is in a state that is free from all the negativity. So right now we can take the time to connect to that sun and we will be able to face anything, overcome anything when our mind is bright. So right now let's take the time to meditate together so we can find our happy sun. Find our smile from inside first. Okay, so like always, let's take the time to start correctly. No matter how many times we practice, don't overlook the simple steps. It's not about the speed, it's about the direction that we're going. If we hurry and try to dive into the meditation, sometimes we're running straight into an obstacle, straight into a wall. So take your time, take it easy. There's no need to rush. Try to find that comfortable position that works for you today. As we close our eyes softly, gently, and naturally. Closing our eyes in a way that is relaxing, comforting for you. Some people like to close them all the way. Some people like to keep them open just a bit. Or we can just close them the same way we do when we go to sleep. Not overthinking, just doing it naturally. And for the rest of meditation, we just need to continue to use our feeling. We don't need anything else. Because relaxation is our guide. The comfort that we get will help our body and our mind to get to that point of stillness. Luang Por said that we need to bring our body and our mind together. Most of our life we don't have both together. Sometimes we're sitting here, but our mind is thinking of something else, traveling, wandering. So now it's time to bring both our body and our mind to the present by relaxing and releasing our body first, making sure every part, every muscle is relaxed. By breathing in deeply and exhaling slowly, trying to put our attention softly and gently on our breath, feeling it as it enters our body, soothing, relaxing, comforting, almost like a shower, allowing the relaxation to flow down, to run down our face, refreshing, cooling, soothing. As the relaxation runs down our face, down to our shoulders, arms, and hands. Relaxing and releasing down our back, legs, and down to our feet. Even when we exhale, allow that sensation of relaxation from within to come out, surrounding us with relaxation, soothing, relaxing, comforting, almost like a blanket where feel comforting as we embrace the relaxation inside of us and around us. The more we let go and embrace and accept that relaxation that we feel, the more our body will begin to fade, as if it's becoming weightless, almost as if our body isn't there anymore. This is why relaxation and comfort is the heart of meditation. Being conscious and comfortable together, hand in hand, as we just allow the comfort to take us deeper and deeper, helping us to let go physically and mentally. Mentally, we just need to relax the same way, allowing yourself to let go and release anything that we have been carrying, worrying, or just feel like a burden. Allow your mind to be free in the present. If we're feeling sad or we feel stressed, it's usually because our mind isn't in the present. It's still lingering, holding on to something that may have happened in the past, or even worrying about what may happen in the future. So if we feel that way, we just need to bring our mind back, help it to let go, help it to come back to the present. If we let go, we'll be able to receive something better, the peace of mind inside. And once we have that special peace, the rest of our life will fall into place. So bring your mind back inside, where it's safe, where it's able to heal, to recharge, to rejuvenate itself. By using the method that is calming, by using the method that is easy for you, whether it's to use the mantra, repeating softly and gently at your own pace. Samma araham, Samma araham, Samma araham. Or for many of us, or some of us, you may feel like you just want to let go. If you feel like your mind is ready to just let go and do nothing, once you find that your mind is calming down, free from any distractions, we can just allow the comfort to take us like a wave, like a current, carrying us inside, softly and gently. Or if we still feel like we need something to help, to keep us on track, to protect us from wandering or thinking, we can use the mantra or the visualization. As we visualize, we can imagine the inner sun or the moon, something bright or something that we're familiar with, that helps your mind to feel pure and at peace, relaxing and calming. But we can imagine the image in a way that is easy for you. Whatever image comes first, we can imagine it however we like, wherever we like. But as you imagine it, don't worry about the clarity. Try to feel the image instead, because we're not using our eyes, we're using our mind. The more relaxing we imagine it, the more naturally, almost effortlessly, the clearer the image will become. Try to feel the sun. Try to feel its warmth, comforting, soothing, relaxing, almost as if we have swallowed it. And we can feel its warmth inside, glowing. But it's not a hot feeling. It's more a sensation of relaxation, refreshing, cleansing, purifying. But again, whatever method we use, it's just to help to keep you to help you be conscious and comfortable together. Or just to put it simply, follow the comfort. Because if you know how you feel, that means we're already conscious and comfortable together. And all we need to do is follow that comfort. Examine it softly and gently. As long as it's neutral, as long as it's improving gradually over time, we can know for ourselves that we're practicing correctly. Because relaxation and comfort is that foundation. As long as we have this foundation, the more we can build upon, the more happiness we will receive naturally when the time is right. As long as we continue to stay calm and relaxed, physically and mentally, we will connect to that inner sun, that happy sun inside. It's already waiting for us, just waiting for us to clear the clutter, to clear the clouds of thoughts. Before we know it, we'll be able to experience our mind in a state of purity, in a state of tranquility. All we need to do is to continue to maintain the feeling of consciousness and calmness together. So for now, let's continue to meditate in silence. Samma Araham. Samma Araham. Take a moment to softly check to make sure that we still feel conscious and comfortable together. As long as we feel our mind is growing in comfort, or we feel refreshed, feel recharged, that means we're on the right path. As the comfort will take us to the feeling of happiness, fulfillment, contentment. And that feeling of happiness will take us to the deeper and experiences within. But remember, meditation is about being in balance. If we're too loose, our mind will be wandering, distracted with random thoughts. We may even feel drowsy or sleepy. So we need to adjust simply and easily, whether it's by using the mantra and the visualization again, to help us feel conscious as well as comfortable. Or if we find ourselves too tight, too focused, we also need to adjust by letting go of whatever method we were using and just being still for a moment. Or whether we are too tight or too loose, sometimes the easiest way to adjust is just to open your eyes. While still maintaining the feeling of relaxation, but letting go of the obstacle. And once you feel better, we can slowly and gently continue closing our eyes again. It's not about how long we meditate if we're not going in the right direction. So the sooner we come back to feeling comfortable as well as being conscious together, our meditation will continue on the right path, the middle way, where it's not too tight, not too loose, but it feels just right. Just continue with that feeling. We can't force it. Just allow it to continue to grow at its own pace. Now that we have taken the time to silence our mind, to calm it, taking the time to reconnect with our mind in a happy state, the more we relax, the more we silence our mind, the more we clear out the darkness, the distractions, or any negativity that may be in our mind. As we create that space within us, we're able to allow the happiness within to grow. Allowing the positivity to come in, filling us with contentment, filling us with a pure energy that we can feel, that we can embrace, because it's coming from you, coming from your own mind, that is becoming that happy sun. A mind that is free from all clouds, and just simply shining. Glowing with relaxation, as we feel it within you. Allow it to expand, like the sun shining on your skin, but also shining from within, soothing, relaxing, cleansing. As that relaxation shines onto your face, forming a smile of contentment, as we smile from within. This is the smile that can help to change the world, starting from our own small world, our loved ones, our family and friends, as we can now share our smile, not only to ourselves, but to everyone and to everything. So continue to allow this positive energy to shine out by wishing well, even though it's just a thought. That positive thought will ignite the positive energy to continue. Because what we think, we become, we attract. Sapphe Buddha Palapada Paccekanan Chayang Palam Arahanta Nate Shirakang Pantami Sabaso Sappaputta Nupavena Sappathamma Nupavena Sappasangha Nupavena Satha Soti Bhavantu Te. By the power of the positivity that we generated by meditating, may that positivity bless our life in every way. And when we are ready, we may slowly and gently open our eyes. Welcome back. I hope you had a good meditation. For those of us who were able to connect to our happy sun, your own mind, we can also share in the comments. And before we continue, I'd like to pass the mic back to our moderator today. Hopefully Jesse's feeling a little bit better.
Thank you very much, Mang Daniel, for guiding us today. And is catching up. Sometimes it's like it goes and comes back again. So hope more meditations will help me to fully recover. So I hope every one of you have a very good meditation sessions today. And now is our photo sessions. So I like to invite every one of you to open your webcam so that we can take a good photo together. And keep your smile. So is it done now?
Think so.
No response from the admin. Okay, thank you very much. So if you have any questions that you like to share, so you may send it to the chat box, or you have any questions that you like to ask Mang Daniel, you are welcome to send it to the chat box as well. So I assume that we will have more questions about the inner science later. Hope Daniel can give us more explanations. So I like to pass back to Mang Daniels.
Yes, how do you feel after the meditation? Please give me a number. Maybe someone broke the scale. That'd be very nice. The scale you can break, don't worry. If you feel better than a 5, or if you feel anywhere on it, please mention so we can help each other. Or if ideally, if you could expand on it too, rather than just a number, that'd be wonderful as well. So hopefully this Halloween you found the right treat inside, some inner happiness. Okay, a lot of us. Yo with a 5, Hazel 4, Sam 4, Jesse 4.5, even though you're a little bit sick. Wow, amazing. Lynn 4, Edwin 2.5. It's okay? Okay. Very good. Everyone seems to be pretty high on the scale. If you keep going, and you may even, improve on the scale. Maybe not break it. Get better and better. It's a scale that you can continue on endlessly the more you meditate. Anyone able to feel your happy sun? Not necessarily worry about seeing it, but can you feel maybe a warmth or feel a comforting feeling inside, a positive energy? That's your happy sun, your happy mind. Don't have to call it. It's similar to the sun, but it's just your mind. Your mind that is back inside of you. Normally our mind is like traveling outside, our mind is kind of amazing, not kind of, it is amazing sometimes, and it's also kind of like a child sometimes if you don't train it, and it likes to travel. So sometimes our mind can go back in time too. It's its own time machine. It can go back to the past, travel all the way back to when we were first born, or some memories that we forgot about. So this is when you feel your happy mind inside, your happy sun is your mind coming back to the present, coming back to here and now with you, truly. And that's why you experience that kind of sensation of relaxation and comforting, that is soothing inside. So hopefully you can feel that. If you felt that, please mention. Okay. From Jesse, how can we get back to the inner sun after a long time not seeing it? How to maintain it as well? Any special technique to take care? Again, it's not, don't worry about seeing it. The moment we kind of let go of worrying about seeing it, it will come. But a lot of times we focus too much on, I want to see our mind in that state, but don't worry about seeing. It comes from feeling. It comes from the feeling. As long as you feel relaxed, as long as you, like you mentioned, felt a 4.5, that's good. We're not meditating to see it. We're meditating to feel it. And as you feel it more and more, it will change, and you'll experience it in that sense of seeing it. So just focus on the feeling now and allow it to grow, allow it to clear away everything, clear away all the distractions, and before you know it, you'll start to experience that and see it again. How do you maintain it is keeping your mind connected to the center, connected to yourself often, taking the time to look after your mind throughout the day, not just now, not just on Monday, not just on Thursday, not just when we have a meditation session. Trying to look after your mind all day, the best you can. We all start from not worrying about it and just going through the motions, but trying to apply meditation throughout the day gradually and over time, it's going to help you to maintain that brightness of mind. Because as we go throughout our day, our mind goes out. It's like a candle. It goes out and we have to light it again. It goes out, we have to light it again. It goes out, we have to light it again. And we light it again by just taking the time to center yourself, connect to yourself a moment, taking a deep breath. Throughout the day, just try to do what we do now when we meditate. Try to use the mantra again, try to visualize again, try to just feel the relaxation inside of you by taking a deep breath. Focus on your breath for a moment. As it comes in, as it comes out, just doing that helps you to reconnect with that feeling that we have now. As you do it throughout the day, take a deep breath. A lot of times we are so used to just keep going and going and going. We don't take any time to pause. So throughout the day, take some time to pause more often, and you'll be able to maintain that feeling of the happy sun that you want to see and that you want to experience. The special technique for me is just to meditate before I do anything. Even though it's a second, even though it's a minute, I always, before I eat, before I as I'm going to the bathroom, as I'm cleaning, as I'm walking, as I'm anything. I try to, even if I have a meeting, monks also have meetings. We also have other activities where we have to maintain, especially in our temple. Our temple is so big that we have a lot of things that we also have to manage. But before we do anything, we meditate first. Before we have a big cleaning, before we have to look after things, we have to look after our mind first. From Christina, I have a broken back at the moment, and I'm finding it difficult to meditate because I'm focusing on the pain. This can be a little bit of a challenge initially for you, because of course, physical pain can be an obstacle in meditation. As we mentioned, the relaxation is the heart of meditation. But in this sense, it's all about focusing on taking the time to adjust ourselves to be more relaxed than when we started, the best we can. And then after that, it's all about keeping your mind focused on something that helps you to change the focus from the pain. Like for me, when I had a knee operation in the past, when I was first year as a monk, I didn't notice I had a knee problem until after we went on a pilgrimage for like 450 kilometers. And as I was walking on it, my knee kept having some problems until after the pilgrimage, it was completely swollen to the point of where I couldn't bend it anymore. And yeah, I went to the hospital, I got surgery. And of course, as I meditated, I will have pain in my knee even after the surgery. So what I had to do and what we have to practice is when we initially start, it's a race. It's a race between the pain and the stillness. So as we adjust our body the best we can, maybe get a pillow, get something to give a little bit of relief, maybe not completely, but at least it's a little bit less painful than when we started. And then trying to focus on the less pain than before by using the mantra, using the visualization, or even using both at the same time, just to like for me, maybe even saying the mantra quickly, samarahang, 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 and it helps you to gradually get off of the pain. Or if you can focus your mind at the center rather than at, let's say, in my case, it was my knee. If you focus on your knee, it's just going to start hurting. If you focus on your back, it's just going to start hurting. So I tried to put my focus on somewhere else, on your nose, on your center, or if you can't focus like that, use the mantra, use the visualization to kind of pull your focus away from the pain the best you can. It takes, I know it's not easy, but as you can change your focus on the mantra and the visualization, it will gradually let go of the pain. And if you get into that stillness, the pain will start to fade. And it may even feel like it's gone. Hopefully that helps. Give it a try, okay? Christina, and I hope you recover quickly. And I'm sure from all the positive energy from meditating together today, we can all share that energy to you, and also from yourself, as even though you got a bit of relaxation, maybe not completely relaxed, but it's a good step in the right direction, and that peace of mind inside of you can help to heal your physical stuff as well, because when your mind is more peaceful, your hormones are more in balance, and the process of recovering physically and mentally will happen. So please recover very soon, and I hope your injury goes away and we can continue to meditate more deeply. But the good thing from this experience is that you will learn how to overcome the pain when you're in this kind of situation, and in the future when you come and meditate, when you're healed, it's going to be very deep, because it made you stronger overcoming that pain, and you know the technique now. So in the future, any distraction won't be an obstacle for you, because you already overcame back pain, which is very hard to do. So that's the bright side of it. From Lynn, why why I can meditate better when I am mentally and physically tired. And at times I can see the bright light. Because you're not trying. Because a lot of times, there was a story in the scriptures of one of the attendants of the Buddha, who had to follow him around and look after him all the time. So he was more busy than other monks, looking after the scheduling and looking after everything that he can help the Buddha with. So he didn't have as much time to meditate as the other monks. And when the Buddha passed away, he really wanted to focus on his meditation. And he realized that, the Buddha passed away. What am I going to do? The great teacher is gone. I haven't even attained anything myself. And now he's in like overdrive mode. I need to try. I need to put my full effort into the meditation so I can get a good and deep meditation like all the other monks. So he tried very hard all day, not letting his mind go anywhere and just like focusing very hard, staying with himself all day, meditating all day. But he was using too much effort, not being comfortable, not being calm. It's too much consciousness, too much focus. So if we use too much focus, yes, it can help us stay still, but it will be like a shallow stillness that won't go any deeper. So what we need to do is make sure that that focus is also comfortable. So what happened to him is he practiced all day to the point of where, I guess I'm not going to get it, And as he was going back to sleep, as he was leading back to sleep, he kind of relaxed more. And in that moment when he relaxed, he had a good meditation as he went to go to sleep. His mind kind of got into balance and it clicked. And he had the sensation of a good meditation. And in the scripture, he attained arhatship from that one moment where the mind kind of came back into balance, being conscious and comfortable together. So in this example, or even for me, sometimes as we practice it frequently and consistently, we have a new obstacle where we want to improve, where we want to get deeper experience, when we want to get the same experience. So we change meditation from relaxing and we change it to a job, change it to expectations and go into it differently. So when we go into it, we have to go into when we're tired and when we're in this sense where you're tired, we kind of go back to that same mindset of I don't need to try, I'm just sitting and relaxing. So we have to always use that kind of essence every time we meditate, that kind of mindset that we're coming to sit and relax. We're not coming to get anything else from the meditation. We don't need to see the brightness. We don't need to see the happy sun, or we don't need to get anything from the meditation other than relaxation. And that's why it happens. So check yourself a little bit when you're meditating. Am I trying? Am I forcing my mind to get still, or just relax? Just relax correctly and it will come naturally, like you mentioned. But this is for you. For some people, please don't use the same technique, because meaning that if you feel like you're falling asleep often, maybe it's not the best option to, I'm just going to sit and do nothing and just let go. And you also have to see for yourself, what is your obstacle? For her, maybe she's trying just a little bit too hard, so she needs to just relax a little bit more. And for us, check yourself as well. Maybe don't just, you may fall asleep if you don't do anything as well. So just a tip for everyone else. From Tan, I focus on relaxing, feeling still, soft, light, relax like that. Keep repeating those formula and made the feeling more gentle and more subtle. This is a thing, it's a good thing that you mentioned it. Sometimes when I say place your mind softly or feel your mind softly, I know some people may say, how do I make my mind soft? How do I place my mind softly? By taking it easy, relaxingly. You can't force it, you can't rush it. So just like when you want to put something down softly, right? You can't rush to put it down. If you rush to put it down, it's going to make a noise and it's going to be very heavy. So when we do anything in meditation, we should take it slow, we should take it easy, and that's how you keep your mind soft and gentle. When you use the mantra, when you use the visualization, it's not like you're forcing the image, you're slowly bringing it, you're slowly thinking of it, you're slowly using it, easing your mind in softly and gently. So continuing, so the mind was still and silent till I was sure it was ready. So I automatically saw the katina robe at the center. Oh, so you just offered the katina robe, so it's easy to imagine and easy to see. Then the mind recollected all the merits I have done till being blissful. Then I furthered my meditation till 62 minutes, and I crystallized the wishing resolutions. What when Daniel advised me how to stay in Bangkok longer, the mind recollected merits longer than usual till I felt like a baby mind. Couldn't stop smiling, but try to balance it not to be too happy. If you feel happy and don't stop smiling, you don't have to balance it. Just keep going. Don't force yourself. Just keep going with the happiness. I rechecked my physical body and adjusted it before further meditation to the end of the session. Very good, Pan. Keep going. If you, like I mentioned, if you feel the blissfulness, feel the happiness surging or overflowing, you don't need to adjust. Just let it keep going. Just let it keep shining, flowing as much as it will go. And for anyone else, the reason why you're able to see the robe easily is just something that you're familiar with, something you're connected with recently. So just like if you imagine your son's face, your daughter, your mother, your father, or your car or your house, or these objects are things that we are familiar with, so it's easy to imagine. But in this case, you went and offered the robe, and it's something that you just did, so it's easy to imagine. So you can always use that as a visualization tool as well, if you feel connected to it or easy to imagine now. Or even if it comes up naturally, that's okay. And then if it makes you feel blissful, makes you feel relaxed, then stay with that image like you mentioned. From Yo, thank you, Monk Daniel, for guiding us today. But I had a relaxed session today. Just think about happy times and do nothing. Most important is to stay content. Exactly, contentment is the key to being comfortable and calm. A lot of times we don't feel relaxed because we don't feel content with our comfort. So this is really the key. And the way to stay content is to stay present. So if you don't feel content, you don't feel comfortable, that means you're not in the present. Use the visualization, use the mantra to bring you to the present. So very good. And from I changed the way I think. I never meditated before. I'm a baby just being delivered. It's a good mindset to put in. If you can do it, you can imagine that this is your first session. I don't know anything, and I'm just going to go through the motions and follow the guidance without thinking, without trying, without overanalyzing. And yeah, Lum Paul would say we have to treat every session like our first time, but it can be a little bit difficult. But we can imagine yourself like you're a kid again, because we've all been kids before, right? So just think of yourself like, oh, I'm just here. I'm not an adult anymore. I'm not here to learn anything. I'm not here to achieve anything special. I'm just here to nap time. Back in kindergarten, back in preschool, where the teacher will say, it's time to go to sleep, time to lie down on the floor. Same thing. Time right now, the meditation is time for you to rest, time for you to just let go, nothing else. From Jordan, hello, Venerable Monk Daniel. So peaceful meditation and comforting and relaxing. Welcome, Jordan. Good to see you. I'm glad that you can still maintain your relaxation, even though you're in the car right now. So very good example, even though you're traveling, but you're also traveling inside, keeping your mind calm and relaxed. So a good example from Jordan. I also enjoy when I go or travel on a plane or on a car. It's actually nice to meditate. You should give it a try if you're not the one driving. If you are the passenger, it's a very good experience. You can kind of feel the sensation of the car moving and try to feel the relaxation inside. And it's almost like you're going inside with the motion as well. From Jordan, what about mental illness? For how long can he do meditation if he's on medication a lot? This can be a little bit sensitive in the sense that it depends on how strong the mental illness is. If it's to the point of where they're still on medication that is causing them to, if they're still over medicated or under the medication, it could be a little bit difficult to get into a deep meditation, because it's similar to like if you have anything that influences the mind, whether it's coffee, whether it's or anything stronger, alcohol or anything, it can make your mind less able to stay conscious and calm together. So that would make the meditation not as deep as it can be. But at the bare minimum, it can help them to calm down to a certain state. If you use the mantra, use the visualization, it can help to at least get them to, like I mentioned in the beginning, like a shallow state of calm. But if they're really heavily medicated, it would be difficult to go deeper than that. So I think that's everyone's questions for today. I hope everyone continues to continue with your meditation practice into the new month as we transfer into November, the month of almost the end of the year. So even though it's almost the end of the year, it shouldn't be the end of your practice, right? Continue practicing, continue maintaining your mind, just the same way we maintain our physical self. I hope everyone has a good rest of the week and a wonderful start to November. And hope to see you next Thursday, and also every Monday, every Thursday in the future. And don't forget to keep meditating every day too, and throughout the day as well. So thank you, everyone, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much, Monk Daniel, for wonderful sharing sessions today. And thank you, every one of you, for joining us. And I see some of our new friends joining us today as well. So before we end our sessions, let us pay respect to Monk Daniel's by bow 3 times together. Let's bow. Second bow. And third bow.
As we meditate every day, and every time we meditate, we create that positive energy within you. And with that positive energy that you've created, may attract all the positive things that you have done in the past, helping our life to be successful in every way, bringing us fortune and happiness, keeping us healthy of both body and mind, being able to overcome any obstacle that we may face. And most importantly, as we meditate more and more, may be able to connect to that inner happiness, to that inner brightness quickly and easily and more deeply very soon.
Sadhu. Sadhu. Thank you very much, Monk Daniel, for blessing today. And I learned a lot that it is very crucial that we keep our minds at our center of the body all the times for the whole day. So it will help to progress on our meditation as well. And I would like to highlight again that our My Story apps that Monk John already uploaded a lot of the meditation guide, and you all can set the reminder as well to stay calm your mind on every hourly basis. There is a setting inside there you all can go and explore, and it will help us a lot in our daily life. So see you all again on coming Thursday. And thank you. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a wonderful day.